Hey there, I'm Sean. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be completing a series on pressure washers. This is part 3, and we're going to be talking about maintenance and some best practices that you can do to keep this thing for a long time and keep it working. So if you're in the market for a pressure washer or you just bought one and you're not sure the best way to use it, how to set it up, be sure to go back and watch the first and second parts of this series. They can be extremely helpful for you. Also consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell, and you'll continue to get videos like this one. So today, like I said, we're talking about maintenance and best practices. I got a list of some things that you can do every time you use it or just occasionally to keep this thing in tip-top shape. Number 1, most of these units come with this tiny little pin thingy, maybe has a little circle on the end of it to help hold it. Don't lose it like I did. I was actually just looking for it for this video, but it's extremely helpful and it did come in handy for me one time. This wand that they come with, the orifice on the very end tends to get clogged, especially if you store it upside down so that dirt can go down into this side or you toss it into the grass. There was one time I was out there starting to wash the car, ready to go, and motor turns on, water doesn't really come out. So I had nothing else around that was small enough to really fix it. Luckily, I had the pin still, and I simply just popped it in there and blew out some of the dirt, and it was back working like normal. Second on this list is you're gonna want to occasionally blow off and wipe down the unit. It has these vents around it, as you can see. So dirt, as you're cleaning maybe a driveway or whatever, it can get blown into there and then it dries. So when it's dry, you're gonna wanna grab one of these guys right here if you have it. If not, I guess you could use maybe like a lawn blower, a leaf blower. But you're just gonna take it like this. Just gonna turn it around, get into all the different vents and cracks and crevices. You can see crap flying off this thing because I haven't done it for a while. Oh, yep, there's something right there. And as it just sits in the garage, it builds up some cobwebs and stuff, so there you go. Also, take a rag, damp rag, and you can just wipe this thing down. It'll keep it running a long time. You don't want all that stuff building up inside there and causing a big problem. Number 3 is properly wrapping up your electrical cord as well as the hose on the back here. So why? Well, 1, it won't get all kinked up. When you're getting ready to set it up, it'll lay out flat. You just undo it and lay it out. Like there's no, oh gosh, I have like 5 kinks to work out of this thing. It'll also just make it last longer when you're not twisting and turning the electrical cord. But so how do you do that? Well, I'll show you a technique that I use that's called over and under that I learned when I was in live production. They just require you to do all of your cables in that manner. So the over under technique is going to make sure that it looks nice and neat, but also when you just throw out the cable, it will just untangle, unwrap, lay flat. It'll look like it wasn't all wrapped around your arm or something. So kind of tricky here. Holding your hands kind of like this with the cable. See, we got one that's this way, one this way. You got the normal one like that. You just kind of bring your hands together. And then for the next one, you're gonna go under. So we had over, and now we have under. You kind of do this like twist it in, you see? And then you alternate that way, that way, that way. So you do that the whole way, and then the cable it's always gonna be straight. I do the same thing for the hose because I've just learned to just do that with all of my cables. Now, my electrical cord came with a nice Velcro strap installed on it already with the pressure washer, but the hose, it did not come with one. So I'd coil it up all nice and neat, and it would just kind of unravel. You know, it's really stiff, so it just unravels. So go get yourself one of these guys. They come in like a pack of 10 probably. It's just a Velcro strap that's made for cables, different lengths and sizes. I have them laying around all the time. I use them on everything. That way it'll stay there when I put it away. and then it'll be easy to unwrap when I'm done. Number 4 on my list here is to empty the hose out of water when you are done using it. All you gotta do is just make sure that you have a nice downhill slope on it while you're coiling it up. You'll see water coming out. Super simple. What that does is make sure that you don't have water in the hose, at least not an abundant amount of water in the hose. And then you go store it in your hot, dark garage. You just don't want mold and other things growing inside of your hose, causing problems later on down the road. We're in the home stretch here, and this is tip number 5 on my list. Lube up those O-rings. In the previous video, I mentioned lubing up the O-ring on the hose, as well as the one on your wand or other attachment. It'll just make it easier to install and keep them from tearing. But I also recommend, if you're going to store this for an extended period of time, maybe you are only using it seasonally, to go ahead and lube up those same O-rings before you store it away. That way, when you come back in a few months or whatever it is, they won't be all dried out and you won't have to go replace those just to get your machine up and running again. And what kind of lube do I use? Well, I'm using just a white petroleum jelly. You can also use a Vaseline, olive oil, or a vegetable oil. A lot of things out there. Or you can even go get a silicone lube that's made just for O-rings if you're fancy like that. And number 6 on the list is a bonus tip coming from personal experience. See this little outlet? I don't know where it is on your pressure washer, but on this very popular one, it's close to the ground. So to save yourself from getting bloody knuckles, do yourself a favor and tilt the unit up a little bit when you're installing and removing that pressure washer hose. If you don't, you're really likely to give it a twist and pull and scrape your knuckles on the ground and have bloody knuckles. So you're welcome. Well, that wraps it up for this series on pressure washers. Thanks for watching. I know I missed some items on this list probably, so please leave your additions down in the comments below to share with the YouTube community as well as myself. I'd love to hear what you got. Go back and watch that first and second video and hit that subscribe notification bell so you can continue to receive videos like this one. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.